Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark spring movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark spring movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark spring movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, what's up, everybody? How are we today?
Great.
A new month, new you.
Me?
It's a
New you.
Are you
Feels
saying
great.
that all of us are new?
No, I'm talking specifically about Brian.
Oh, new Brian.
Like
Brian-
K-N-E-W? Like
Brian came, he did this on Brian, came in right before we were leaving for lunch, and he said, I'm not going to lunch.
He isn't.
That was a big,
right.
big tease.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Like,
All
we're like,
all
oh.
four of us, the whole office, were going out, and Brian was like, no, not
I'm like,
in
what
your
is this
life.
team building? I'm out.
Yeah.
And you stayed back and you watched a learning video on LinkedIn.
That's right.
That's
right.
what you did
Life.
about pets.
A pet website, little
What?
API, query language. Yeah, a little technical nonsense. Don't
Technical
you worry.
nonsense.
Well,
Don't worry about
technical
it. He's writing
nonsense.
technically.
It was
Technical-
food for my soul, whereas you guys had food for your tummies.
That's right.
Did you eat any food for your tummy?
Not here. No.
We found out today that Red
home.
Robin serves pizza.
Whoa.
All right.
Breaking
so,
news.
This is actually pretty wild.
Yeah. Well,
There-
first thing that's wild is Bran loves Red Robin.
That's not wild.
That's
no,
wild.
bottomless fries, bottomless seasoning.
Yeah.
You can
I
season your
Bottomless
own
bread.
fries.
Season them as much as you want.
No
I
bottomless
don't
brand.
understand why more places don't do that. Like if McDonald's let me dump the salt on fries, yes. If Bojangles gave me a jar of their seasoning, yes.
Oh, man, the Bojangles season.
I know. I don't know why more places don't do this. So yes,
Places don't do this.
yes, I'm easily pleased. I do like the fries. So Red Robin partnered with another real life pizza place.
Real life.
What is it? Dominitos?
Not Domino's.
Domino's?
Domitos?
Donato apostrophe S.
Dementos?
Is that a local?
So it's a
place?
real place.
No, I don't think. I think it's
it's a chain,
Okay.
and they
Yeah.
partnered with Red Robin. They're entrusting Red Robin to serve their
warm up their
pizza,
pizza.
at their burger establishment.
Yep, they sure are.
And they're doing this by offering pizza as an appetizer.
Yeah, you can get an appetizer pizza for the table.
An
the table.
appetizer
For
pizza,
the table, which we did.
which we did.
I'm not going to.
They cut them in. They cut them in squares. That was the server's advice. Is he likes to do it in squares.
He'd only been serving for a week. He's been a chef his whole life, and then he said this sentence. So this is literally like looking through the looking glass, and I don't know what that means.
Dan's
And I've been-
still thinking about
I
it.
can't figure that out for the life of me.
It's like
Go
looking.
back in the kitchen, chef. Okay.
Yeah, chef. It's literally like looking through the looking glass.
But we got the pizza in squares
Yeah.
per his advice,
Sure.
and it was okay.
Yeah.
But what we did our burgers, we did our bottomless fries. We said, hey, bring out some fries before the pizza gets here, of
course.
as you do at the Red Robin.
Oh, man.
And then we ordered what was supposed to be cinnamon sugar donuts.
Yeah.
But instead, they were just cinnamon donuts,
So for those
no
of you
sugar.
keeping the
That's a
tally at home
difference.
for
It's a
lunch today, Bran, Dan, and Aaron had pizza, fries, burgers, and donuts.
In the same spot.
And this is what I
We went to a carnival for lunch.
and this is what I want to say. I think that we got deep fried
We went to the
Oreos by
South
the way.
Carolina State Fair. That's where we went for lunch today. Good gosh, man.
Brought to you by the Red Robin.
Brought to you by the Red Robin.
This is what I will say really quickly. This was my last bad lunch for a while.
You going on?
Oh.
You're going.
I'm
healthy.
not going full healthy,
Should
but
we put
I'm
it on
doing.
the vlog? You
Yeah,
and I going out to eat
absolutely.
healthy.
There you go.
This is
I'll
what
do it
this
with
is
you.
what I want to say. I'm not committing to eating healthy.
Okay.
I'm committed to not going to the fair every day.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Yeah.
difference.
It's a good start.
I think
You
it would.
know what? I'm serious. The snacks would go bad around here. If we just stopped eating sweets, it would probably be
Yeah.
like if we just cut that out and just
Just hand
ate
me those jelly beans, by the way.
Speaking of
Starburst
sweets.
Reds, yeah, if we could get those over
starting
here.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Get
Tomorrow.
it on
that,
in.
that
today.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
You wanna
And
just split
Easter's
those down the line?
Easter's this
That'd be
week.
great.
They actually go bad after
They
Easter.
go bad after
right.
Easter.
So if you don't
That's
eat them
right.
before
we
Easter,
should start after Easter on this, or what?
we should start
Too many
after.
reds in here.
How dare you?
That's all.
There's no such thing as
There's
too
no
many
such
reds.
thing as too many reds.
Mine are yellow.
Aaron, what was your take on the lunch today? Was it too much? Too soon?
I would have preferred if the donuts had been a little better. But other
I
than
think
that,
we all would have.
Other than that, right?
We were promised cinnamon sugar, and they just gave out cinnamon,
just straight cinnamon.
which is not what I want. But What can you do?
Sounds like you should have
They
got
did
money
come
back.
with some dips.
Yeah, the chocolate dip.
Chocolate
is pretty
dip,
good.
caramel dip.
Caramel sauce, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to put this on the record.
They were like,
Not
"We'll
an
make it up to
ad. All we've just done.
Just lunch talk.
Yeah. But not only that, but we got multiple orders of fries. Like, I don't want you to think we skipped.
Well, they're
on any of those.
bottomless.
Yeah. 10-inch pizza, ate the whole thing. 4 orders of fries, 3 burgers, 8 donuts.
We did leave a donut. No, you ate the last one. Yeah, Aaron ate the last one.
One
How
left
dare
behind?
you?
I'm sorry.
Couple donuts each, huh?
3 of us ate all that.
Wow.
Lunchtime with the boys?
Yeah, but I'm done. I'm done.
Really?
I'm done eating. I'm
Is it
done
fair?
living this life.
This fair
I'm
lifestyle.
done living this fair lifestyle's not for me. I've picked up smoking. I don't like it. It's not for me. I have to constantly tell people that the rides are safe, even though I know they haven't been tested in months. This life's not for me.
Yep.
It's just not for me.
All right, what are we doing, Brady?
Really growing up.
We're talking about loving the Maldives. This is where we're going to start, and then we'll kind of see where we go. We'll see how the
prep our bodies
day
for summer season.
yeah, I mean, listen, the pool, the Dan's pool, my rich friend's pool, just opened up.
Life
It's
on the
not
upper
quite
crust.
ready temperature wise.
No, it's not.
But it's coming. We still got to work on that door through the fence.
That's right.
Because
We'll
you and
go
I
through
are
the
next door
fence.
neighbors.
That's right.
And so instead of just watching creepily out the upstairs window down at your pool, just thinking, man, I wish I could go over there. I could just walk on over.
Just walk on over.
Invited or not.
I was about to say, you could just walk out your front door and just pop right over.
I know, but then I got to walk around.
Yeah, it does save you some steps.
And I know I'm talking about getting healthy here, but only when it comes
Around
to
lunchtime.
food. I'm not trying to work out.
No. Oh, God.
Speaking of working out, who was it last month during the lunch with the boys? The Brable Jam All Access lunch with the boys.
Yeah.
If you sign up with the All Access tier, you get so many things. You get the weekly Take It to the Tape
Every week. Yeah. That's
and
fun.
you get a monthly lunch with the boys.
Yeah.
We've got some. We're working on some membership cards.
Ooh.
Membership cards.
Look at that.
For all
Tease
access
me with a
members.
good time.
I know. But we do a little Q&A fun time. Someone asked us, how do we keep in shape?
Yeah. That was very
And
great.
I thought
paid
it was
a lot of money for that question to be asked.
I thought it was a joke at first.
It was
Yeah.
a little
But no,
early
she
for
was-
April's Fool.
She was.
so
It was no.
real,
It was
wasn't it?
too
Yeah.
early. It was so sweet of them to ask that. I have not felt good about myself since then, because nothing can beat that.
Yeah. What do you guys do to stay in such good shape? If you're watching on philo.tv/DTH, you would see.
Dan's out of breath just talking about it.
I mean, we ate an entire carnival for lunch, guys. These jelly beans are delicious.
Yeah, they are delicious. Speaking of making us feel better, if you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, we haven't done
never
this
do
in a
this.
while.
Yeah.
Leave us a review. We are trying to get to 3,000 by season
3.
6. We're still working our way there, which would be really wonderful. Shout out to the most recent review,
Ooh, we got a new one.
Tulsa Santa,
Tulsa Santa.
that says Rig rocks.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the bits. And also shout out
Tulsa
to
Santa's a friend of mine down at Fitzy's.
Yes, I'm not surprised by that. Also, shout out
Camo and a big beard.
to T3377 that says please ... and then I think she's getting at me for saying and too much, so distracting. But she still did give us 4 stars, which I, do
don't even hear
appreciate.
that, Bram.
What? Huh?
I've never heard you do that.
You've never heard me say
People that worry about what it sounds like as a microphone, like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we're sitting here eating food or anything.
Right, talking and
Yeah.
spitting all over the mic
Yeah.
with your food.
No, I think we're pretty professional.
What's that? That word. Professional.
We're talking about Love at the Maldives, a movie that you could have watched, and I think you still can watch on demand on Philo, which I would implore you to do so, philo.tv/DTH, and then maybe pause this, go watch the movie, and then come back and watch us talk about it, or just listen to the synopsis. It originally aired on April 1st, No Fools Here, 2023, and it went a little something like this. Ray works for Icon Magazine. She writes like adventure stuff. This is the great adventure. Name that artist. Stephen Curtis Chapman. Brian.
Come
What?
on, Brian.
I couldn't even open my mouth.
I know
for you.
you. You've never listened to a Stephen Curtis Chapman song in your life.
Unless you guys have played it, probably.
I honestly don't know how he's here. How did he get this position without us asking about Stephen Curtis
Yeah,
Chapman?
very least.
Now we'll update your questions.
Aaron Shea in her cover letter mentioned audio adrenaline.
She absolutely did.
I mean, we know how she got her job.
I know.
I did send
We were
food
going to hire her,
to
and
the
then Brand was
studio.
like, let me see that cover
Let me see
letter
that
again.
cover letter.
It's an audio adrenaline reference right here.
So Icon Magazine, who she works, whom? No, it's not a person. Who she works for
It's really
is.
depending on if you'd say he or him.
I actually just recently took a grammar class, so I'm putting it all
did
together
not.
on LinkedIn.
Wow, look at you go.
Icon
We're
Magazine
never going to get through this episode.
is merging with Lady Dame. Now, I thought it was Lady Dance until they said Lady Dame. It's not Lady Dance Magazine.
What made
it's
you think it was Lady
I
Dance?
thought it said, Aaron? Lady Dame, you thought it said it
Oh,
too?
was it in cursive?
Well,
Is
no,
that?
in the
Yes.
first scene, you see it upside down. It's
Yeah, upside down cursive. Look,
the
Dame looks
person-
like dance.
Sure.
Yeah, the
Okay.
person on the cover looked like a dancer. I was
Yes. No, but no, she's a dame.
It made more sense than Lady.
Yes,
Lady
Lady
is
Lady
weird.
Dame is just
Yeah.
Lady or Dame. They're gonna
Just had a
become
good talk with himself over there.
they're gonna become Lady
It's the donuts.
Lady Icon
Lady Icon.
Yes.
or Icon Lady. I think we could talk about either one
Either
of those.
Either way.
And her boss is gonna send her to the Maldives for her for a big article. Now, here's the thing about this article that you need to know. This is not a Lady Icon article. This is a Lady Dame article. So go have a vacation.
Dame,
I know you're all about the adventure, but this is a vacation spot. Go there, write an article, and if it's not good, you're fired.
Gone.
I don't think she necessarily says those words, but it's implied,
implied for sure.
that her position is potentially up for grabs over at Lady Icon.
Yeah, at Lady Icon, sure.
So it's different than a normal thing. She's about adventures, going on big kayaking things and whatnot, not going and sitting and lounging. We meet Jared. He went to Jared's, who works at the Maldives resort and runs a basically like how to breathe class. His whole thing is breathe, meditate, and that'll help you.
Yeah.
And I like that, but I don't know if it's like travel class worthy. He basically wants to package his how to breathe course and then travel around and teach people how to do that. It's not you don't just breathe in Maldives.
No.
You breathe
No.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
And that's kind of his whole mantra. You don't just breathe in Maldives, you
Don't
breathe
just
everywhere.
Breathe in Maldives.
That's exactly right.
It's a great motto.
So she doesn't want to breathe. She doesn't want a vacation. She wants adventure. She catches wind of a legend of a ship. And she says, "Hey, Jared, what do you know about that ship?" And
Don't
he's
talk
like,
about the ship.
he's
I
like,
don't know anything.
I don't know jack squat about this
No,
ship.
do something else.
I don't
The
know.
ship.
I don't know jack squat about the
It's
ship.
Nothing about the ship.
Quit asking
Stop
about
with
the ship.
talk.
He knows about the ship.
Yeah, it does.
He's good. He knows about it. They do hang out. Since the ship's not a thing, maybe I'll hang out with Jared. There is another woman in this movie named Deborah, who I just want to say a delight, wonderful. Just shout out to Deb. So Ray and Jared, they like each other. I think they're hanging out. They're going snorkeling. They're going yoga-ing. They're going hanging out on the beach in our bare feet in.
Ooh, okay.
They're going to different cities, which is not the resort.
Ooh.
They're going to see turtles. Sea turtles. They're gonna see
Sea
turtles.
turtles.
They're gonna see sea. They're gonna see sea
She
turtles.
sells seashells.
And it's at this point, after trust has been had,
Established?
that he says, "Can you keep a secret? The ship's real."
What?
Come
I-
on.
Don't talk about the ship.
Liar.
And we actually, I think we found that there's some gold involved. And
So how
so,
far under the water they have to go to get to this
well, listen. They do go out, and you might be wondering, how does he know? How does he know where the ship is?
Fine, right?
Does he have it on a map somewhere? The
Yeah,
exact
secret
coordinates?
Latitude coordinates
Yeah.
for sure.
Maybe.
Deep dive.
Maybe he does. But another thing he has is half the ship sticking out over the water to let him know, I'm over here. I'm the ship.
Is that the ship talking?
That's the ship. That's
We
the
don't talk
ship.
about the ship.
We don't talk about that.
Enough
ship?
about the ship.
So she's having a wonder. Like they go and they see it, and it's like, hey, maybe don't, maybe, you can see it. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to keep this just between you and me. This ship is our special. I got a ship to see.
Gonna get it straight. The ship sticking out of the water.
We'll work on it.
Chapman joint.
No, you didn't. You didn't. If you could guess anybody
Classic.
else, who would you guess?
Did you just say that was Stephen Curtis Chapman?
Yeah, it's one of his
Just
most popular
between you and
joints.
me.
It's one of those Chapman joints. Man.
The group that sang that song did do a song with Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was.
That's what you were talking. That's what
it's
you were
like the
thinking
world.
about. DC Talk.
DC
That's what
Talk,
you were looking
everybody.
for. So, are you down with the DC Talk?
Yeah, sure. Whatever. We're all talk here.
Your answer gives way more away than you think it does. The answer to "Are you down with the DC Talk?" So she's now having a tough time writing this article. She's supposed to be just about vacation. Now she's like, I like the ship is cool, but I'm not going to write about that. So what do I write about? They dance at a dance. They kiss on a beach. And they're having a wonderful time. But it turns out she accidentally sent a clear as crystal picture of the ship to her boss. And her boss is like, hey, maybe write about the ship. I know I said vacation article, but that was before I knew that there was a hidden ship with gold that where it is. Maybe write about that. Jared finds out. Jared gets mad about that. He deuces out early. She ends up writing about finding a ship, but also finding love. And so when you find love, the ship does. I didn't actually read the article, but if I don't need the ship because I found love.
That's right.
Here, so that's good. The boss loves it. This is the most compelling piece of art I've ever read.
The relationship.
Oh
Man, you cracked the case wide open there.
There it is.
She tracks him down. It's like, hey, my boss loves this article that I wrote about us, so thank you. And they kiss some more, and I guess they're staying at Maldives.
At least for the time being.
For them.
At least for the time being. And that, my friend, was Love in the Maldives.
Brought to you by Red Robin.
No.
Do they have a slogan? Love that fair food from where is it? Red Robin.
Yum.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back because we are almost 20 minutes into this episode. We'll break this food down even more on Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark. Yum. Who did that?
Yeah, their tagline's just yum.
It is. That's it.
Out Red Robin.
Love those burgers, Robin.
Yum.
Let's talk about the Maldives movie, and if we loved it or not. Let's start with you, Brian. Brian, what did you think of Love in the Maldives?
So I thought this was a pretty sweet little romance. And to equate it, since baseball season just started,
Oh, boy.
I like to equate this to baseball. And I would consider this one a season opener, fastball, probably 2 or 4 seam, right down the middle of the
2
plate.
or 4 seem.
It's pretty
One or the
standard.
other.
Just a fastball, right down the middle, hitter taking it all the way. First pitch of the season, everybody's on board. Okay, let's get this season started. That's kind of how I took this movie. Let's get this month started. It's pretty standard. What you're getting is what you're expecting. What you're expecting is what you're getting. Nothing really crazy. I think that the plot of it sounds more wacky than the movie ended up being. A seemingly successful magazine travel writer goes to a very high-end stay in Maldives and runs into a former doctor turned life coach who's putting together
become a doctor. Or just go
we
to.
already did the synopsis.
Yeah, I know. I'm
He
just
didn't-
saying,
he
like,
was-
in my
he was never a doctor,
I don't think he was in
said
med
he has
school.
his
He was
degree. Said
oh,
he-
he did.
yes.
So he was
But
a.
did he ever actually do any doctoring?
Well, you get the
There's different types of
doctorate. You get the
doctors.
paper.
Yeah, you get the paper. You're a doctor.
On paper.
That's
doctor
all
on
it's
paper.
taken.
I think so.
So if I do the work,
You do the work.
if I do
years
the
of
work,
work, yeah.
even if I never step
Doctor.
foot in a doctor's office or a hospital,
You're a
I think you
doctor.
have to, though,
I
don't
can
you?
go around saying I'm a
That's right.
doctor.
Yes.
As part
Done.
of the work, you have to be in
I'll
the
You're going to go to
hospital.
med school just to tell people you're a doctor.
See me in 8 years. Yes.
All right, we'll
I
mark this
can't wait.
down.
Guys,
Can't
take
wait
the homework.
for
We'll be
this.
back in 8 years. I got a bit to
That's
do.
right. Yeah. The vlog is going to be popping.
But so it meets this guy who's like a life coach and hawking a course that it seems like it could become like an online course, which I guess is the better route than him going around the world. That whole like describing that whole thing out loud, like saying that out loud sounds ridiculous, but the movie wasn't. It didn't have like as the plot developed, it wasn't as bonkers as TW bonkers, if you will.
It wasn't as TW bonkers. Yes.
As I was kind of thinking it might go. They didn't, it was pretty straightforward, really. I thought that it was like a straightforward, like I said, fastball down the middle. Like the batter's taking it all the way.
It was
You know
two
what's
seam or
coming.
4 seam.
Probably a 4. I would say a 4 seam. And other than that, I mean, there were some things that I really liked the underwaterness of it. Like the shots underwater were cool. There was a lot of underwater.
I
scene.
really like the underwaterness.
I'm with
the
Brian on
wetness.
that one.
If you, it was
Wetness.
wet.
You mother, get up. Come on, get down.
I couldn't stay in a hotel room like that. I know that.
We talked about this
I bet you
while it was
did.
happening.
I
I
bet.
don't think that. I think in theory it sounds awesome, but in practice I would be sitting there kind of going,
Yeah. Just yeah.
I don't know.
What's going on here?
Don't
and
know.
you know, you wake up and people are definitely scubaing by.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
your room in the morning.
They're
And the shower is exposed. Like it's
Yeah.
just it was kind of weird. I could not stay in a hotel, but I liked how it looked. It was pretty cool. I liked that they when they introduced what's her name?
Ray?
Deborah.
Oh, Deborah.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, oh no, is this gonna be a Jennifer Coolidge ripoff from White Lotus?
White Lotus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was afraid that they were going to go that route, and they didn't. They kind
didn't.
of went a different, and I
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, that was great. It was like a question of
The
White
question
Lotus.
of White Lotus.
And,
Question of it. Yeah.
and they didn't go there, and I thought that was really good that they didn't, because that would have been easy just to go that route and have her be sad and want to get rid of the ashes and whatever. There was a silent disco, which I had never heard of until a couple of weeks ago.
So yeah, no, I not either. We
Yeah.
were on the same page here. Yeah.
And that was cool. So there were some things that were cool.
You think the silent disco is cool?
I think the fact that I knew what it was.
Brian, what do you think? Dan, what do you think of the silent disco?
I hate it.
Okay.
Right.
I hate
I
everything
didn't say
about
I
it.
liked
Okay,
it.
you
I
like
say
the
I
idea
liked
of it.
that I knew what it was. And
I would like to see Dan at a silent disco.
Every day
you just
Dan's
see
at
me
a silent
walking
disco.
out. Yeah, I'm singing all the time. There's nothing you can do about that.
I
but,
think I could get down with a silent disco.
You'd probably love it. I think you wouldn't even know when everybody left. You'd just still be there in the corner, your eyes
I
closed.
always get lost in my dance
Yeah.
moves. You guys
Yeah,
know
you
that
do.
about
yeah,
me.
Yeah. So overall, I felt like it was just very straightforward, basic romance movie. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't that wacky. I wish it were more wacky. But it was fine. It was fine.
great.
So during this movie, I researched a lot about the resort itself. I really enjoyed that. The resort, wonderful. 17, 18 grand a night to stay in the room, the place that she's staying at.
We're
Which
giving one lucky listener.
one lucky listener, we've partnered with the resort.
Resort and Red Robin are
Red-
bringing
that's
you
ex-
straight to the
Bro,
Maldives.
can you imagine a Red Robin resort? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Dude, I go once with you every now and then. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
Because you love it.
I do love it. I love the resort. Thought it was wonderful. The movie itself was okay. Without Jocelyn Houdon, this movie's probably lost at sea.
There you go. Nice.
She was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thought she was great in this movie. She's really in real life married to Jake Manley, who is the guy in this movie. It's always fun when they work together. I would like to think that if I got offered a job, I'm happy for the people, because if I was offered an acting job in the Maldives, staying at this resort, I'd be
Yes.
like,
Sold. This script could suck,
can
absolutely.
my wife be the leading lady?
I just want to be clear on your take, though. Jocelyn Houdon is great in this movie.
Yes.
And Jake Manley is the guy in this movie.
He is.
Well, I brought him up because
That's what he said.
I like when they work
a
together.
fact.
I like when they work together. IMDb says Jake Manley played Jared as Jake Manley.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that's a twist for him. I don't know why they felt the need to put that in parentheses on the IMDb. Overall, the movie was just okay. The performance by Whodunit was fantastic, so that elevates it a good bit. And the resort itself was gorge. Yep. And let's be honest, the travel movies, we're only there for the scenery.
Yeah, obviously.
It is because this is a place we'll never go, and now we've kind of been there through cinema. And I think we're all better for it. Dano?
You called this cinema, and that's maybe the best part. If I were to use a baseball analogy,
Yeah, please. We haven't done that yet.
We haven't. It would be like if one team had run out of pitchers, and so they use their outfielders to pitch, and they just go honking sideways and just take the mascot's head clear off with a baseball like they do with Bull Durham.
Sure.
That's kind of what we're working with here.
So we're on the same page here.
We're 6 of
baseball-wise.
one, half does the other. And this is single A minor league ball. I want to be very clear. This is not major league anything.
Probably bobblehead day or something.
This movie is really bad. And I will say this, Jocelyn Houdon is the only redeeming part of this movie. She actually is great. Mm-hmm. The rest of this movie can sink further than the ship did. I also have a bigger problem that I'm starting to realize, and I have a new least favorite Hallmark trope that I honestly didn't know was a trope. Like, Brand's least favorite trope is the party planning trope. And I don't disagree with Brand. That's terrible. But my least favorite Hallmark trope I have found out, because now I think we've seen 8 or 10 of these, is the picture accidentally.
Yeah.
That's the trope.
Yeah.
The picture accidentally loaded into the file, accidentally was sent. My editor accidentally got the picture. I feel like Cindy Busby's made 3 of those. Tyler Hines last week made a picture accidentally movie. This movie is the picture accidentally, and I hate it. I hate it. I think it's dumb. You can't imagine that reporters, journalists, photographers are just giving wrong photos to people willy-nilly. It is a dumb trope that always leads to a dumber misunderstanding. And so you have that's going against you. You have the fact that most people in the movie don't have much desire to be there. They have more desire to just be in the Maldives. The Maldives look stunning. The Maldives look stunning, and the leading lady is great. Aside from that, this movie is real bad, one of the worst of the year.
You can't just say one of the worst of the year every week and expect anybody to
A picture of her was not one of the worst of the week.
Okay, great.
Top,
on you.
maybe bottom 10.
No, which is not one of the worst.
That's right. Because there's only been like 22 or 3 movies.
Okay, great. Let's do this. All the feels. Anything give you feels in this movie, Brian? Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
2.
Oh, 2 feels.
Things. The first was the yoga scene, which I thought was kind of sensual, if I could, and knowing, them being married.
I guess you can if you're asking permission.
I mean, they did. They both opened their eyes kind of at that same moment, and that was just kind of cool. And
When
also,
was
when
sensual,
he
do you
a little
think?
bit, I thought I was like,
when
hey,
he
that's
touched
nice.
her a good bit, that's
He
the
did,
yoga
yeah.
instructor
That
touched her a good
face
bit.
lot.
He did
Yeah.
touch her face a lot. Yeah. He did.
was a
So
move.
some people like that stuff, and like to them, that's like they're like, hey, cool, touch my face.
Do you like that stuff, Brian? Is it
FaceTime?
you?
No.
You sounded very
No,
defensive.
he's
The
probably got
problem,
sand.
though, is
Some
he didn't
people like
act-
to be touched in the face while
No.
they're doing yoga.
But
Not
he
this
didn't
guy.
ask her if she likes being touched
No.
in the face.
No,
he
he
just
went after it.
Went after it.
Whole hog.
That would have been
Hold on.
consensual. All we had here was sensual.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
2 for 2
I
here.
hate that.
Yeah.
Good.
that's why Boss Babyface is conjoining rooms.
That's right.
I don't think that makes any sense
doesn't.
at all, Rig.
The other scene was the baby turtle scene, and that was adorable. I found a baby turtle.
What baby turtle?
You
They're
went to
letting
the bathroom during it.
Oh, you missed
I
it.
went to
They
the
set
bathroom.
these baby turtles to sea.
Oh.
These tiny little baby. I found a baby turtle in my front yard a couple weeks ago doing
Cool.
yard work. Tiny little baby. I thought
You
it
live
was
in Australia, mate.
what?
That.
What? No.
How did baby turtle get to your house?
We had a lot of rain. I feel like it probably washed. It washed.
a lot of rain.
Washed on down the street. I don't know.
That rain,
all I can think
all
of.
the way from Lake Hartwell. It just came pouring in
just
on
whoosh.
a pipeline.
Just whoosh. Its
The
mother left it.
And
I don't know.
Sucked up some turtles.
Yeah. No.
The wind brought them in.
A little
and then
more context.
Spit them out.
The rain, when it rains a lot, it pours down the front of the yard. I have a drain system, right? That
Oh,
runs
you have
along,
a drain system.
So there, it kind of like rushes
Can't
like a
hide
tiny
money.
little river in
Okay.
front of the house, and so I feel like.
But where do you think it came from to begin with?
Top of the street,
Top of
probably.
the- that's
I
the
don't,
top
you know,
Top of the
I don't know.
street.
And maybe the rain dropped it at the top of the street. I don't know
rain
where it
dropped
came
it.
from. It was just this low.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that it happened.
I
Maybe
felt bad
turtles
for the
don't
thing.
just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. And I thought, I'm like, should I put this in a sewer and let it turn into a Ninja Turtle, or just let it live its life, groom it for a life
You have any
of
ooze laying
ninja?
around? A life of leisure, he said. You guys-
Ninja-ing.
Oh,
That's
man.
all
There's a
I
new Ninja Turtle movie coming out.
It
that
looks
There is?
real good.
Didn't hear
Yeah.
this yet.
It looks
Ooh, boy.
the same type of animation
Yeah,
as
the old school,
as
yep.
well,
Hand
but
drawn.
no, it looks similar to the Spider-Verse animation. Yeah, very
That's
similar.
very cool.
This is what I'll say. When she walks into her room, her like living area, I thought it was the lobby. So that's when you know your room's big honking, because when you can confuse your living room with the lobby of a normal hotel, that's when you're living large. 18 grand a
right.
night is all that's going to cost you. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that the whole resort was just wow. Dan?
Yeah, the resort is it. The
Okay.
resort of this place was unbelievable. And
I already took it. You got to do another one.
I don't. I searched my.
You got to do another one. You got to do another one. You got to do it. Do it.
Nothing.
Do it. What about the ship?
No, I got plenty of the shit.
What
in the
about
next
what
segment.
about
The sharks? Shark feels?
No, I mean, that would be cool to swim with the sharks.
what
Coral?
about
Saving the coral feels?
Dude, you would not believe this. A baby turtle in my front yard.
what?
Unbelievable. I believe the rain brought it.
The
there.
rain
yeah, that
brought it
does
in.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
The rain just brings
Just
it
ask
in.
Noah.
That's right.
Turn it into a Ninja Turtle.
Ooh, I might.
We'll put ours together.
Oh, Michelangelo Donatello.
Hey guys,
They
what if
must
I
support
told you
ones.
that I have a rat?
What?
Pre smart.
Is he a wise old rat?
Super wise.
Does he carry a stick?
He does carry a stick.
Dude.
Man, this is big. We just need a couple more turtles and a shredder, and we're good to go.
Let's take a
Not
quick.
to put the turtles in the shredder. That sounds.
Yeah.
It's the bad guy.
It
It's who it
sounds-
is. Deck the Hallmark.
Like the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you are living large.
Yes.
Let's talk about the wait what of the Maldives movie. Brian, what you got?
All right. As soon as this started, I was immediately triggered because she was doing a voiceover.
Trigger warning.
There was no trigger warning. There should have been for people like me. Immediately, she starts talking about like when you're traveling in a place that's unfamiliar, you got to just trust your instincts and your sense of direction and trust your gut. And immediately, I'm like, I have no instincts. Like, I cannot do that. I would not survive. Like, if I was just dropped like a turtle from the rain in an unknown place, I would last 3 days.
No.
Maybe, but I can't.
Not without
I
a
don't-
sewer and some ooze. you
Yeah,
wouldn't.
exactly. I don't have a good sense of direction. Like, if somebody's trying to sell me something on the street, my gut is like, oh, they're probably looking out for me. Like, they're probably doing what's good for me. So immediately, I'm just like, no, that's not me. I felt like on the defensive, and that was just a me thing. I just had to make sure that everybody was that I had to bring it to the table. That I have no clue what I'm doing anywhere I go, especially here.
That was a wait what for the film?
It was sort of like she's just saying when everybody has their instincts and trust your instincts. It's like, no, not me. I can't do that. So not everybody.
No, I think that's a bad. It would be a bad thing to tell everyone to trust their
Yeah.
instincts.
Yeah. It's
You don't know my
irresponsible.
instincts.
Yeah, you don't know.
I mean, some of us ate pizza, hamburger, donuts, and French fries for lunch.
Two
We
types
went
of
to
fries.
we went to the Red Robin Fair for lunch, knowing full well we had this.
to work today. Yeah. When Ray was
That
on,
was our instincts told us to
that
do.
was your inst- that was your yeah.
That
your
was our-
gut. Your
Instinct
gut.
was Red Robin, and then we saw a big pizza on the door.
The
And we were
instincts keep evolving.
Yeah.
With what's going
like,
on
"That's right.
around you.
Let's keep it rolling. And Aaron mentioned donuts. That was a.
That was Aaron's fault, by the way. That wasn't. We didn't even know.
Never would have
Wish
done
we'd
that.
had more bread. You know, more starch.
Next time. When
Hey
Ray
guys, you know how I know we're famous for burgers and bottomless fries? I think I know what's going to save us pizza.
make our own pizza.
No, some sort of partnership deal. Mutually helpful, beneficial even.
Have you ever been chomping down on a burger and you go, man, if only I had a pizza pie. Oh.
Hey guys, do you think we can get away with offering pizza as an app? Let's try. All right,
Oh, my
Red.
gosh.
Yeah, pizza and burgers really aren't a great pairing.
No.
In
No.
general, like you're going one or the other. So that
Yeah.
is a
No,
strange-
no, not us.
No, I know. Generally, yeah.
If you heard about donuts.
You're already going down this way.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, do it again next week.
Your instincts have any more?
Yeah,
Wait,
when
what's-
Ray was she was on the beach on FaceTime
Yeah.
with her boss.
Right.
Yep.
And on the beach, it's clearly dusk. It's like night, almost nighttime. And on the video, it was like middle of the day. It was bright as
Okay,
it
but
could
let's
be.
do time changes. here.
Time change.
So let's
That's a
do
good
time
one,
changes.
yeah.
Where's what?
She was in New York, right?
Yeah.
What time is
In
Is it
Maldives.
in the
Oh, you're
Maldives
right. You're right.
now?
Maldives. Maybe
In
wow.
the
Did they nail that? And
They-
I'm a moron?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the time difference. I just
Yeah.
assumed we were all on the same time.
9 hours.
9 hours. So
difference.
it's
So it could have been
Oh,
9 p.m.
perfect.
boy.
You're right. Wow. See what I'm
Yeah.
talking about with my instincts?
Dude, your instincts suck.
I'm a moron.
Boo.
Thank you. I'm glad that happened. What a
nine
moron.
hours which way?
Holy cow.
Ahead. So
Okay,
yes,
so
that
no, it would be
works.
the middle of the night then, though. 9 hours.
It
If
can
it's
work
dusk.
regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been 10 in the morning.
If
And
it's 9 hours, it can work
no,
regardless.
no, wherever she is, it's going to be dark, though. It
Dusk?
doesn't- No,
Yeah.
Ray was...
Rays,
Ray was
sun,
at sun-
sunsets?
No, it was dark. It was dusk. It was getting dark.
Okay, so like 8, so like maybe 7, 8?
Sure. Yes.
9 hours?
Ooh, 11
But
a.m.
she is on the phone. I'm saying Ray in
I
person,
understand what you're
and
saying.
then on the phone, it
Yes.
looks like it's sunny.
Yeah,
So
I
that-
don't know.
So I think that
So
I'm
which
right.
is
I'm
the
right.
Maldives sunny or is
Yes.
New York? Maldives is sunny.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Whoa.
She's dark,
Okay.
in the dark, and then she's in the light on the video phone. On the phone.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? So
it's
in
not-
person, she's in the dark.
Where is the
I
darkness?
see.
On the
Is
phone.
it in the Maldives or in New York?
It's in Maldives.
It's in Maldives, but only on video.
But on the
when
phone-
when we cut to her in real life,
It looks like it's
du-
bright. Yeah. That's what it was. So I'm not a moron. I take all that back about
Okay.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Time
Maldives,
yourself short.
So we did
Yeah.
all this time change thing for nothing because it doesn't actually
all
matter.
of
in
it.
this
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
Got
None
it.
of that matters. We'll edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit it out.
So I'll just say that again then.
got
So
it.
the middle of the day.
Come on.
Yeah, come on now. So he works at the restaurant, and whenever somebody orders oysters, he just hops
I
right in
think
the
that
ocean.
was just a special
freshest you've
for,
ever
just for
had.
the travel
for
writer.
the cutie. Yeah,
For the cutie? Is
yeah.
that what you said?
I think that's what he was
QT?
thinking.
Do
like
this
is
one
a
for the
cu-
cutie.
I'm doing this for the. I'm diving in for the cutie.
Diving
Diving
in.
for the cutie.
Right.
Yeah.
Who
So-
sang that song? Diving in.
Chapman.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Come
There you
on,
go,
guys.
everybody.
Instincts did not fail me there. So that's just funny. Even if it is just for the QT, that's still a funny thing. She seemed to have a lot of wardrobe changes for someone who brought a half full backpack.
Yeah.
She had a new outfit every day. She was prepared for the jungle, prepared for the water, prepared for dance.
Plus,
Prepared.
there were outfits during those cool dream sequences.
Yes, you're right. yeah.
Those you don't have to pack those as a dream.
Well,
It's a dream. You don't have to pack
I
'em.
guess not. I don't know. When I dream, I bring my clothes with me.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case.
All right. When she was at the restaurant, she set up to work at the restaurant. She was there. It looked like until closing almost. Like, you're a jerk if you're setting up to work at a restaurant when people are trying to come eat. And like when you went to home team the other night, imagine if somebody were just sitting by themselves at a high top with a computer and they're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be 20 minutes. And you're like, can that guy with his laptop beat it? You know,
Can he
like,
beat
just
it?
get out of there.
Just get right out
What
of
are you
there.
Hey,
doing?
sir, can I ask you something? Can you beat it?
Can
you
you
beat it.
just hit the road, please? The last one is they do the silent disco and they say it's for the fish. So the noise doesn't bother the fish. But strobe lights don't bother fish
No,
because
not
those
at
things
all.
were blasting
that's right.
all over the place.
Fish aren't going to have a problem with that at all.
No, that'll be fine. And that's good.
So people might say, and by people I mean Dan might say that preview shows are pointless, worthless. They don't matter. They don't
Yes.
serve any purpose, etc.
Correct.
I understand where you're getting.
Oh, I know where
getting
you're
at.
going. And this
But
is true.
here's- this
That's
is-
true.
here's
No,
my
you have
thing.
a point here. Yep.
So we are given by
Oh, yes.
the Lord.
Now I just
by
caught
the
on to what you're
Lord
doing
and
here.
by the company a synopsis of what this movie is about. And in said synopsis for this movie, it
this.
says, talking about how she's going to go to Maldives. It doesn't help that Ray is terribly afraid of the open ocean.
It does say that.
And where is that in this film? Because it's not anywhere I saw. In fact, we find out that she's scuba certified. So not only is she not afraid of the open ocean, she has actively gone through training to spend more time in the open ocean. So yeah, could I not have read the long synopsis sent out by the media?
Maybe we should reach out to whoever was in charge.
But we did read it, and I just want to say, maybe just don't make stuff up for those things. Like, because now I read it, and that whole movie, I'm thinking, we're going to get a thing where she's afraid of the water, and we don't get that at all. And I just want to say that I was disappointed by that, because as someone who is also deeply afraid of the open ocean, I was looking forward to really connecting with that person, and I did not get to connect. She does say she's scuba certified. I would ask, well, why does she say that? Because we don't see it in this movie.
No, we can't.
We see some snorkeling.
Yeah.
We see heck of snorkeling.
Yeah, heck of snorkeling.
Not a scuba to be found. So they, my guy Jared says, "Hey, I want to show you the town." And they get on a boat and they get off the boat. And she says, "This is so different than the resort." Yeah. You want to know why it's so different than the resort? It's not a resort.
It's not a resort.
That's the whole point of a resort, is for it to be a separate thing. It's not like elsewhere. Like, our office is not a resort.
That's crazy.
You want to know why? Because it doesn't say it is. A town is a town. A resort's a resort. It's just
A cat is a cat. A dog's a dog.
And don't call a cat a dog.
Or say it's afraid of the open water.
Yeah. Although cats typically.
There is a guy in this, and you brought up the sea turtle scene, but he just has like a cart with sea turtles on him in the middle of an empty beach
with sea turtles on it?
Yeah. He rescued them.
It's like a hot dog cart, but
Yeah.
it's got sea turtles instead.
Did the rain bring him to him?
My whole thing, when
looked wet.
I didn't know what his deal was. I thought he was like a fruit guy. I was like, why is this guy selling fruit in the middle of literally no one else is
There's
around?
nothing there.
Nothing is there. He's just out there.
Yeah.
But no, somehow it got worse because he just has a hot dog cart of sea turtles in the middle of literally nowhere.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Yeah. And last but not least, I want to bring up one of the most concerning things I've ever seen in one of these movies. We are at a silent disco. That's not the thing. That's concerning, despite what Dan would say. What is happening at this silent disco is there are just drinks.
Yes,
out.
I forgot
there
about
are
this.
drinks
Great one.
out and about with glow sticks in it.
Yeah.
And I just want to get a message out there to anybody and everybody that's listening and watching. If you come across a silent disco where there are drinks sitting on tables with glow sticks in it, don't drink it.
Don't drink it.
Don't drink it. I don't think that is the messaging that is being sent in this movie. This movie is very much a pro drink any drink that is offered or even available to you. And I would say, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't drink drinks you don't know where they come from. Don't, especially if they have glow sticks sitting in them.
Drink.
Because we thought they were straws, and then they take the thing out. It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then she takes a drink, and then she sets it back on the table.
Walks away.
Yeah.
So it was a double, like, why don't drink that drink?
Just help yourself.
Because also her drink that she took a drink out of now looks very similar to all the other drinks on the table. Someone else is going to come up and take a drink of that, because apparently that's what you do at the silent discos. You just go all willy-nilly, whatever's available on tables. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do
right
it.
there.
Dan?
Yeah, I did write down, who does this guy look like? Early 2000s. And I thought at the time I was thinking of someone from the early 2000s, but I think now I was just referencing the time period.
Sure, he just looks like it.
He just looks like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
He just looks like that era is what happened there. They have these weird dream sequences where she's dreaming that she's like barely above water and her boss is sitting like knee deep in water. And my question is that did they do those dreams just so the boss got to go to the Maldives as well? I think they did. I think they filmed those dream sequences just so the one person in the movie that's not in the Maldives got to go to the Maldives
What
too.
a great gig.
What a great
No
gig.
kidding.
What a great gig. Exactly. That's what I'm here for. I'll do that gig. Easy.
Could they have done all of her things on FaceTime like they do for most of her scenes? Yes.
Yeah. The remaining wait whats I have, aside from one really weird digital monster, is all about this boat situation. I just want to make sure we have this straight because I thought I was having an aneurysm. This boat is above water.
Yeah.
It's not. It's above water. So you see the whole stem or stern of that thing,
Sure,
one or the other, above the water. And we're supposed to believe that in 100 years, only Frosted Tips over here has found it. That's it. Only Hanson from Hanson has found this thing. That's it. Nobody else has. It's in the open water. If you're flying a helicopter or a plane, you'd be like, what's that thing down there? Oh, it's a boat. The water is so clear. You can see that it's a boat. I thought that everyone knew this boat existed and nobody knew there was gold there. No, everyone thinks there's gold in the boat, and so they're searching for the boat, and he's making sure they can't find it by telling them to go other places. No one has found the boat that is sticking up out of the water.
The funny part, too, is when he showed it to her, I think their backs were to it, right?
Yes.
And he was like, hey.
Apparently, there's a
turn around.
conversation about the tides changing and revealing the boat.
Well,
Okay,
wouldn't
low
that
tide,
happen
sure,
every
sure.
time the tides
every
change?
day, right?
So for 100 years, no one happened to catch it at the right moment?
That's right.
And also, then they're swimming around the boat, and she is really deep underwater on the underside of the boat, finding this gold coin with not a scuba tank on at all. Like just one of those snorkels that covers the water up if you submerge. This is like what's Sigourney Weaver in Avatar? Like 6-7 minutes whole. Are they filming a Mission Impossible film? Like I just couldn't get over the fact. And she goes down and she's just like, oh, there's a gold coin.
Yep.
Who knew? Look at that. I couldn't believe how cavalier they were with this boat coin gold situation that no one else had found and that the boat was above water. I was just like gobsmacked by this. And then lastly, she's about to get on a plane to leave the Maldives, and she peers over the edge of the dock. And she looks in the water, and she sees what I can only describe as one of the worst digital creations I've ever seen. It is a sea turtle that someone made, as Brand said, on Microsoft Paint. And they put it there, and it is like floating above the water, but also buried underneath it at the same time. And this is the thing that's like, oh, the secret turtle spot. I've got to go at this point. It was brutal. For a movie that's almost all like actual footage of the Maldives and them swimming in the water, very out of place. Couldn't believe it. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe I would get some clinical questions we still have. Brian, what do you still wonder about, buddy?
So I have to think that the whole impetus for this movie was
Nice.
the ship, because that's a real ship that sunk there.
Yeah.
So I feel like somebody saw that and was like, okay, we could base a movie around this, right? And then the whole story kind of like came around that ship and like, okay, how can we use this cool ship? Like, we need a way to get to the Maldives. We got to get to these islands. Everybody needs a vacation.
It's
We
just
all need a
reverse
break.
engineered from the ship.
Exactly.
I
So
love
like,
it.
we can use this ship. What do we got to do to get to the island? Like, whatever we got to do, whatever we got to write, let's do it and get there. And so I feel like it all started with that boat, that shipwreck. And everything
work
was
it
back from there. And so the whole time, that's all I kept thinking about. And I just would love to know for sure if that's the impetus again. Impetus.
Yeah, it's a good
For
use
the
of the word
story.
impetus. Yeah.
3 times.
So this is what the Hallmark has a very easy solution, which is for me to just try it. But they're walking around this city, and he says, try this. It's called a stone apple. And she tries the stone apple, and she says, that doesn't taste like an apple at all. And then they just move on.
They just jump.
She
What
says,
does it taste like?
what I need to know what a stone, it looks like an apple. It doesn't taste like an apple at all. It's called an apple. It's called a stone apple. What gives with that, though? So now I'm just wondering, what could it possibly taste like?
Are you wrapping
I'm
your brain?
wrapping my brain.
Wrapping it on up.
I'm wrapping it up with the skin of a stone apple. If you can skin it, I don't know. Is it made of stone? Could be. Dan?
Yeah, mine may be answered by somebody in the chat or somebody listening. At the end of this movie, we see that the camera pans back, and they're still together in the Maldives in the fancy room in the resort, the $18,000 a night room. What?
Yeah. How?
So they're staying there, I guess, even though they're trying to start a business together.
She was told she has a room whenever she needs.
But they're taking the most expensive room
Yeah.
in the resort. Are they paying out of pocket for how? How did they let them stay there? Someone else clearly would have had the room booked, right? Like, what happened there?
Yeah.
That was
Good
the
one.
plan. We'll just stay in this fancy resort. Great.
There it is.
I love it. That's all
I
I
love that. We got a double decker of the
Yeah, we
week.
do.
Is where Panda comes in and does a deep dive of somebody who has signed up for Brainwash and plus a double decker hire. Let's get it, Panda. Come on in. We'll play that theme
Come on
music.
in, Panda.
Double decker of the week. Welcome back, Ninjas.
Boy.
Another week, another double decker of the week. We're gonna do a deep dive into the life of one of the double deckers. Stan, who do we have today?
We have Claire Giampetroni.
Oh.
Giampetroni. Giampetroni.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's as good
Now,
as I can
Taking
do.
shots with Patronies.
Okay.
No.
People might be wondering
Why Panda just said that.
People might be wondering why Panda, who hasn't been on the show in any official capacity in months, is here.
3/4 of a year.
Is here, and it's because
Some
Panda's
of you might be asking, who is this guy?
very
That's
true,
valid.
very valid. Panda has the only access to Google Plus where you do the deep dive into somebody's life, and he won't share it.
Won't
with us.
share it.
This is actually getting a bit contentious because we keep asking for it. He's like, no.
There's a writer. It's a whole thing.
Guys, listen, I don't want to tease it too early, but Google Plus is moving, and the Platinum as well, is moving into its next form. With
Platinum Plus?
Oh, I don't know about.
I don't know about that.
All right.
Who do we have?
Who do you think it is?
Patroni.
Claire Giampetroni.
I got close.
You said Jim.
I said
And then
Jen.
you said Troni. Hi, Jim. Jim Troni. Nice to meet you.
What?
Come on down to Jim Troni's used
What's
car.
Jen Troni known for?
Oh my gosh, Jen has the best company in the entire
Claire.
world.
Claire.
No, I said what I said.
Sorry,
has the
Claire.
best. Has the best
The best company in the world.
in the world.
Wow.
Can I say this? I went on
Like
vacation.
solving world hunger? Or?
Oh no. That's come on.
Panda's against world hunger.
All right.
The best thing that she's doing right now, she has purchased this absolutely gorgeous field, and then you can just go and stay out in this field anytime you want.
You stand out in a field?
Well, no, you could sleep there. That's really what I did. I got away for a little
You,
I took a week-long vacation.
you, Panda,
Absolutely.
went and slept in a field.
In a field and
It was
slept.
By
beautiful.
yourself.
Yes. I
Okay.
did.
No way.
It was.
There's no way.
It was emotional. It was spiritual. It was beautiful.
Is there a name for this
Field
field?
of Dreams?
No.
Dang,
It's,
that would've been good, though.
it's,
Write
called-
that down.
That is good.
Yeah, Claire, if you're listening.
Well, let's find out. We'll be the judge of that.
The name of the field, the name of the company is called Pasture Bedtime.
That's better. Past your bedtime's better.
Pasture bed.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Can you go there
I would
if
think
you're not going to sleep?
I would think that past your bedtime would be like a sleep therapist for animals. You know,
You would think that would.
they coax cows into
Guys, there's nothing we can do about it now.
She
bought the field.
There's nothing we can do.
It's not like we're coming up with these.
I suggested it.
It's not too late for a career change.
We're not workshopping it. This is something they've done.
Day 3 of being out alone in the field, I sat there and I thought I really could use an animal right about now. But what do you
There's something you can do.
So, can you go out there if you have no plans to sleep? You just want to hang out.
No, you gotta sleep.
So you have to sleep.
Yeah,
It's a past your
It's
bedtime.
past your bedtime. I don't know what.
This is pretty straightforward.
Okay, great. I understand we have a commercial for it.
We do.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever thought
Pasture.
maybe I could sleep better if I was outside and
Pasture bed.
if the wind was whipping
Pasture at your bedtime.
around the grains and a bubbling brook? Go to sleep in a field.
I love my field.
Where is it?
Back yonder.
In a pasture?
Bedtime.
We shouldn't have. We shouldn't have played it.
I play what I'm told.
That's right. Yeah.
We're back next time with another one. Back to you, boys. Wow, amazing. Bye, Panda.
See you, buddy.
Congrats on the
Congrats on
baby.
the baby.
Yeah.
He came in here.
Yeah, 3 hours of sleep.
Just
this guy
amazing.
came all the way
And
up.
that was really good, too.
That was,
his
a good
That was
one.
really
Past your
good.
bedtime. It's past his bedtime.
We're going to be back tomorrow with a double heaping of Ride, a new show that we're reviewing and watching over
Double
here.
heaping.
It's a heaping.
Double
Here's
helping.
one ride.
Heaping
Here's two. And Thursday, When Calls to Heart. Almost all caught up with When Calls to Heart. Can you believe it? And then Friday, a very special guest will be joining us on the show. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.